Cattle grazing is probably the most important ecological process that has shaped grassland ecosystems for thousands of years. Grazing and fire historically. And so grazing with bison in the Great Plains, fire, both lightning caused and set by Native Americans, interacted on the landscape to create what was this large landscape mosaic that existed for thousands of years across the Great Plains. The result of that would have been this patchwork on the landscape because a patch of fire would move across, bison would immediately follow the fire because of the new fresh regrowth, highly palatable forage. They would camp out on that and just really hammer it because every new growth is just the best they can get, and they would stay on that until they basically exhausted the supply, until the next burn patch could be found over the hillside or 100 or 500 miles beyond, and then the herd would move on. And as the herd moved on to the next patch, they left this patch behind, and it might be 2 to 3 or more years before fire would again return to that part of the world, and then the bison would again return. And so what happened historically is you had this movement, this pattern, this interaction between fire and bison that created this mosaic across the landscape. Bison are pretty much gone for the most part. We certainly don't have free-ranging bison herds that once existed, but cattle are a very close relative, and we can use cattle as a tool in a way that mimics bison and mimics the behavior and the movements of bison and the way they did it for thousands of years to create that same patchwork mosaic of habitat across the landscape. And I've seen it all across the country on different ranches that are being certified through our program, where ranchers are using cattle to mimic those historical movements, and it's incredible the results you get.